As we continue to honor Black History Month, we here at AT News are highlighting impactful figures from right here in the Twin Tiers.
Well, yes, Trina, and some may know him as Floyd Coleman or Winston Coleman Jr., a father, a brother, a Navy veteran, the longest serving Elk, but even more, a big influence to the Black community in Elmira. And his journey started over 90 years ago at what used to be called the Neighborhood House. Floyd Winston Coleman Jr. was born on March 21, 1924, and among his 4 siblings, he was the oldest brother of Green Pastures, Howard Coleman.
The Neighborhood House, it was our savior, you know what I mean? You got to remember, we come up during the Depression, and at the Neighborhood House, they had all kinds of activities for us all. All I had to do was go across the street.
Coleman graduated from Elmira Free Academy and was always known for his strength, wit, and passion to serve.
2 years, 7 months, and 28 days.
To be exact.
Yeah.
Coleman served during World War II in the U.S. Navy from 1943 to 1946, earning the rank of second-class petty officer and the 5th most fit in his unit of 138 men.
Back when he was serving, it was still segregated. And he scored the highest on the test for the officer test, but because he was Black, he wasn't afforded that opportunity to move up in rank and pursue other opportunities in the Navy that he would have liked to, even though he scored higher than a lot of his counterparts.
Coleman aspired to be a hometown hero and noticed most of the veterans were white. Coleman's longtime friend, Christine Atkins, made sure he received the same recognition.
I got in contact with the people who put up the banners. There was a waiting list. So my friend was able to fast track that. But it was really important for him to have African-American Black representation in this city in terms of the veterans and who people would see when they look at those banners.
After returning home, Coleman met his wife, Sarah Jackson Coleman, and together had 3 kids. Coleman worked at Remington Rand for 26 years and later began his employment of 15 years at the Elmira Psychiatric Center, where he retired. But retirement did not stop him from wanting to keep busy.
He was all about family. He loved his family. I remember growing up, and I would volunteer by Dad to take me and my friends to the music parks, to Canandaigua. You know, he was just so caring to so many other children, too. And there's nothing he wouldn't do for his children, his grandchildren, nieces and nephews. I mean, he was just the best father.
After retirement, Coleman was active in supporting his family and his beloved Elks for 25 years, holding the title of the longest-serving Grand District Deputy for Central New York. He's received many awards. At the age of 99, Coleman drove himself to the National Elks Convention in Baltimore, Maryland, where he was recognized as the oldest active Elks member in the world.
A lot of people don't know this, and I'm going to share this, but my dad worked 2 full-time jobs to keep the family going, to give us the very best. So his work ethics was phenomenal.
Coleman took up 2 part-time jobs with the U.S. Census Bureau and Barton Senior Facility for many years.
One of my favorite lines that I always remember from him is he told me one time, well, you never saw Brink's truck, following a hearse. And it's like, you hold on to, yes, money's important and you need it, but it's like, don't be too tight with it either, and, give generously. And he lived by that too. If you ever needed anything, like, people would always come to him and he would give you the shirt off his back, whatever he had.
Coleman was known for having the memory of an elephant, as he often referred back to memories throughout his life journey. He passed away peacefully on January 3rd, 2024, leaving behind a legacy of integrity, generosity, and determination. Coleman was featured in the documentary 300 Miles to Freedom, recording the life of John Jones, which will be used in the Elmira public school system.
Somebody asked him a similar question, how he lived so long, and he said he never smoked anything from corn silk to crack, and I didn't even know what corn silk was. But, just he enjoyed food and stuff, but also taking care of your body and staying active. He would always say, even after he retired, he still took on a second job, not out of necessity, but just to keep active.
He also continued to support the Black community through many organizations. He was a member of the Elmira Corning branch of the NAACP, which presented him with the Lifetime Achievement Award for his dedicated service, and often participated in Corning Community College events during Black History Month.
His motto was "Let life flow," and he just took everything with this sense of equanimity and acceptance, whether it was you know, he lost his son, and obviously he lost his wife and other friends and family members, but he just accepted things, not in a way of like giving up, but just knowing that not everything lasts.
In 2023, June 24th was proclaimed Winston Coleman Day in the Elmira community for his selfless commitment throughout the years.
Get to know my dad was to love him. Everybody has such respect and admiration for my dad. And I even heard someone say to me, he was closer to me like a dad than even my own dad. Now that's something to say. My dad was my hero. What more can I? He was my hero.
I think he will just serve as one of those people like Ernie Davis, who young black Elmirans can look up to and can sort of think about, you know, setting the bar higher for themselves because of these great men and women who came before them.